So last class we started discussing about the intervention domains, right? So in interventions domains, we discussed about concomitant medication domain and substance use domain. So now let us discuss about exposure domain and EC domain.
Recording in progress.
Okay. See this exposure domain. Previously, exposure domain and exposure as correct. Two domains are not there. Only one domain only was there. Now, recently exposure as collected. Only one domain only. Recently, this domain was added. Previously, only exposure domain only is there. The exposure as collected was added recently. Okay. There is a slight difference between exposure and exposure as collected. I'll tell you what is the difference. Okay. First, let's see the exposure domain. So what this domain will capture? This domain will capture the details of the subject exposure to our study drug. So this study is specific where you are working for one project, you're working for one study means the study subject is taking the study drug, right? The exact study drug details, the main study drug details will capture in exposure domain only. So this is the main domain. Here only when and all subject is taking the drug. That study drug name, drug dose amount, unit, frequency, how frequent is taking, when and all is taking, start dates, end dates. Okay, we will capture in exposure domain. Clear? So previously, CM means concomitant medication. It's an other than study drug. Subject due to adverse event, he got any fever or cold, and due previously any BP. Those and all is taking the medication, for those medication details will capture. But exactly what study drug is taking. So you will give one, we are working for one study means we have one study drug, right? So which subject is taking, how much dose is taking, how much when and all is taking, that takes the study drug details will capture in a exposure domain. Clear? So what this domain will capture? So this domain captures the details of the subject exposure to protocol specified study treatment. Protocol specified study treatment. Study treatment or study drug. Okay. What is the topic variable here? What's the topic variable in the last two variables, two domains? Concomitant medication. Topic variable CMK, CRT. Yes. So here EXTRT. What are the identifier variables? What are the identifier variables? What are the common variables?
Study ID, use subject.
Study ID, domain, use subject ID, sequence.
Frequency. Yeah.
Okay. So let me give the list of variables. So labels are variables almost same variables. Last two domains, what variables are almost the same variables. So study ID. So study ID is nothing but name of the study. Domain we are discussing about EX. Domain abbreviation. Here's UBJD, it's combination of study ID, site ID, and subject ID. Sequence number we have to derive. Already I gave the standard derivation. The same standard derivation you have to use. Apart from this, EXPRT. Okay, it's a name of the treatment. Name of the study treatment, the drug name. Okay, your study is about which drug. The drug name will capture. For example, your drug study is about some K7032 drug. Generally, in your studies, your drug names will like this only. Okay, so P1234 drug. The drug name will capture. Okay, EX category. Next variable. Category of the treatment. Okay, so based on this treatment, you will be categorized. Okay, so based on the EX treatment, if you have information, we can categorize it. Generally, your drug is about, for example, you are working for an oncology therapeutic area. Okay, so for oncology therapeutic area, the drugs also related to your oncology. Okay, so your category name will depends on your treatment, what treatment you are giving. Okay, so your drug name will depends on your therapeutic area, which therapeutic area you are working. Okay, so category names also is going to depends on your treatment. Clear? If you have some extra information, we'll pass into subcategory. Subcategory of it. Okay, next EX dose. So here amount of dose. So how much dose is taking? So for example, K07023, your study is about 50 mg and 100 mg. Some subjects are taking 50 mg, some subjects are taking 100 mg. So how much dose is taking? Dose amount. EX dose units. Dose units. This unit will capture it. mg or ml. Okay, dose form. In which form is taken? In form, which one? Is taking the tablets forms? Is taking some lotion? Or is taking some syrup? Okay. EX dose text. Dose description. Okay. So generally, dose description is meaning is nothing but if the dose amount was details in the form of ranges. Let us assume they gave the details like 100 to 100 550 to 100 mg tablet it took. Or else less than 50 mg tablet or greater than 50 mg tablet. The details was like this. To capture a dose text variable description form. Exact amount means it is there, we'll capture in directly dose variable amount of dose. Okay, clear? That is dose and dose text. Next, EX dose frequency. Frequency of dose per interval. Means how frequently is taking the dose in the study dose. In your study discipline, definitely could have been mentioned the protocol also. How frequently has to take? Once a day or once per week? like this. Okay, dose regimen. Same type of variables. Okay, what we saw in concomitant medication SU, same variables, right? What is regimen meaning? Tell me. What we discussed in the last class. What is the regimen? Regimen is nothing but schedule. Any scheduled information if we have, scheduled information will capture. Okay. For example, you have scheduled information that to take a tablets 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off. Okay, this type of scheduling information will capture in a dose regimen. Intended to regimen. Okay. Next, route of administration. Route of administration. So, how is taken? Orally or intravenous? Okay. EX lot number. Lot is nothing but if you observe, if you have strips, tablet strips, if you observe, they're going to give in a one box. In one box, let us assume 4 strips are there. So this box also will contain one number. That's going to be your lot number. Okay, if you have any lot number details, then capture. Okay. Next, EX location. Location of dose administration. So let us assume, for example, you are applying a lotion. Where you are applying the lotion? On arms, on legs, or on lips? Where? Okay. EX directionality. Okay, directionality. Directionality is nothing but they are applying an arm. Which arm? Left arm or right arm? Okay. The body location, left arm or right arm? Or else it is upper body or lower body? Or proximal or anterior? Okay, the body location, directionality we have to check. Okay, next. EX adjustment. We have to write the reason, okay? The reason for the adjustment. Adjustment. So for example, subject is taking 100 mg. Supposed to take an 100 mg tablet, he took only 50 mg tablet. Why he was adjusted? Why the dose reduction was there? We have to write a reason. Maybe any reason. Maybe due to adverse event, the investigator was suggested to take only 50 mg. He suggested to reduce the dose amount. So their dose reduction was there. Okay. Dose reduction, a dose increment, a dose modification. This type of details will capture in an EXADG. Okay. Next. So when and I took the dose, that is started. EXSTDTC. exposure, start, date and time in character data type. EXENDTC, exposure, end, date and time in character data type. So obviously dates. So when the date, when and all is taking the starting, taking the graph. Okay. So exposure, start, date and time. And always same rule, all the dates should be there in a character data type and should be there in a standard format. It will be applicable for all the dates. Okay. So when and all is taking the dose starting date, ending date. And if you have start date and end date, can I derive the study start date, study end date? EXSTDY, EXENDY. Exposure, study, start date, exposure, study, end date. Okay. What is the study start date? How can I derive the study start date? What is the formula? Study start date we are going to derive based on EXSTDTC and RFSTDTC. Okay. So EXSTDY is equal to and tell me anyone what is the formula? EXSTDTC minus RFSTDTC less 1 when EXSTDTC greater than or equal to RFSTDTC. EXSTDTC minus RFSTDTC where EXSTDTC less than RFSTDTC. Same thing for end day as well. Okay. Okay. EXENDTC and RFSTDTC. EXENDTC minus RFSTDTC plus 1 in ENDTC greater than or equal to RFSTDTC. If less than, just do the minus. ENDY. Okay. Next, EX duration. Duration. General duration is nothing but how many days it took that drug. 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 10 days, 12 days. The duration will capture. So that too we will capture from the CRF only. The CRF itself will be, we could have mentioned. Okay. Capture from CRF in SDTM level. Okay. Then general meaning of duration is this is only end date minus for start date. This one, if you do it, you will get a duration. The meaning of duration is this one only. But we won't derive programmatically like this in SDTM level. In ADAM level, we'll do it. If any duration is missing, so that time duration details we can derive at ADAM level. In SDTM level, directly capture the duration details from the CRF, from the raw data. CRF is nothing but from the raw data. Okay. In atom level, you can derive. We can derive with the formula. Okay. So the last is epoch variable. What is epoch is nothing but a group of elements we call an epoch. Correct? How the epoch should be derived? Tell me anyone. How epoch has to derive? What we discussed in the last classes. Epoch derivation.
For screening, treatment, randomization, follow-up.
That's what. How the values will. That's what. Those are the values. How you do it programmatically.
These are
Hmm? Yes, Swami.
Based on the start date and end date of the sequence of elements.
Sequence. So there's a subject element domain. Okay. Yes, based on the SC domain will derive, right? In SC domain, subject element domain, you have epoch values. I gave right the logic also in the last class. See, every time the logic will be same. See what I told? You have to take it subject element domain and your intermediate domain now. What you have to do? You have to make sure your start date has to fall in between SC, ST, DTC, SC and DT. Wherever the condition is satisfied, respect to epoch values, you have to assign. So this is the logic. The same logic will applicable everywhere. Now here I explained with the disposition domain. Now if it is EX domain you have EX, ST, DTC. So your EX, ST, DTC has to fall between SC, ST, DTC and SC and DTC. So wherever the condition is satisfied, those epoch values will come there. Output. Clear, right? So you have to merge your intermediate EX domain with the for your intermediate EX domain, you are merging the SC domain. So your EX, ST, DTC has to fall in between SC, ST, DTC and SC and DTC. So wherever the condition is satisfied, those epochs values will come to the in your final output. So mostly what is the epoch will come? What epoch values will come? What dates will get it here? It's a study drug, right? So which phase it is? It's a treatment phase. So when you will take the drug? In a treatment stage only, right? You won't get a screening, you won't get a randomization, you won't get a follow-up. Because in the screening stage, you won't take a study treatment. In the randomization stage also, you won't take a study treatment. In a follow-up stage also, you won't take. Only in the treatment stage, you will take the drug. That's the reason you will get a treatment epoch. So logically also, you are supposed to get a treatment. When you do programmatically also, you are supposed to get a treatment also. Okay, clear? That's it. So this epoch derivation throughout SGTM level, same logic. Your intermediate domain and your merge with your C domain. Make sure in intermediate domain, the respective start date has to fall in between SC, ST, DTC and SC and DTC. The condition is satisfied, take those epoch values from the SC domain. Okay. Okay. So that's it for EX domain. So let's see a small difference between EX domain and EC domain. So let me show you, let me differentiate with a small example. I'll explain, then it will be clearly understand what is the difference between EX domain and EC domain, how to capture EX and EC also. Okay, let's see an example. Assume 101 subject taking the drug X is taking 2 tablets. Suppose to take 2 tablets every day. For example, 2011 to 01, 14 to 2011, 01, 28. From 14th to 28, every day he has to take the 2 tablets. He is supposed to take from 14th to 28th, every day he has to take 2 tablets. That's a study time. But he missed the dosing on 24th. On 24th, he missed the dosing. Okay, clear? They missed the dosing. So now what is the difference between EX and EC domain? Exposure domain means when and all it took the drug, that information alone we will capture in EX domain. Whereas EC means exposure as collected. As collected. Means however the data is there, as it is will collect. The meaning is the missed dosing information we won't capture in EX domain, but we will capture in a EC domain. Because missed dose means on 24th, if you observe here, on a 24th, he did not took the dose. So it means the subject is not exposed to drug on 24th. That's the reason we won't capture in EX domain. But in EC, we will capture. So that's the main difference. See, how we will capture in EX domain? The same information, how we will capture in EX domain and EC domain. Let me show you with the variables. Okay, see what are the variables you have. For example, here study ID. Okay, study ID, domain, EX sequence. Okay, next, what are the variables you have? Domain name. Yes, it's the main thing. Okay, of study name. Okay, domain. Yes, UBJID, sequence number, EXTRT, EX dose units, EX dose frequency, EX dose form, EX route, EX STDTC, etc. These all these details you can able to capture from the above information. 101, sir, let us suppose this is the ABC study. We are discussing about EX domains for a 101 subject. First sequence. So we are exposing to some drug X. The dose is 2 units is tablets. 2 tablets is taken. How frequently? Once a day. In which form? That's housing, it's a tablets form. How? Route is 4. Start date. So when it started taking? From the 14th. 14th to which day? 14th to? Every day up to what? Up to 23rd, because 24th he missed. So up to 23rd, 14th to 23rd, every day he took the 2 tablets. 2 tablets per day from 14th to 23rd. 24th he missed. Again from 25th to 28th too. So that it will capture in the next record. Okay. sequence number 2. Now see, he's taking the 2 drug, 2 dose, 2 tablets every day orally. 24th he missed, but 25th, from 25th to 28th he took the drug, right? Clear? So this is how we'll capture in exposure domain. EX domain, you will get observations like this. Clear? Here, up to here. Everyone? So this missed dosing information we won't capture. We will capture when and all is exposed to the drug. Those dates information only we'll capture. When you come to exposure as collected, we'll capture missed dosing information also. So here 2 extra variables will come to differentiate, okay, whether it took the drug or it did not took the drug on the particular dates. Okay, let's see what are the variables. Almost same variables. Instead of EX, it's going to be EC. Studied ID, domain, unique subject ID. It's going to be EC sequence. EC treatment. Okay, 2 extra variables, right? Those is EC pre-specified, intimated before or not. EC occurrence. Dose units, dose frequency, dose form, dose route, start date, and end. So these 2 variables make you the difference between EX and AC mainly. Means whether the subject took the dose or pre-specified means intimated before, occurrence means he took the dose or it was occurred on. So first ABC study. Domain, we are discussing about EC domain, 101 subject, sequence is 1. So first drug X. So pre-specified, yes. Occurred, yes. When from 14th to 28th, they told you already. They already intimated before. You have to take every day 1 tablet from 14th to 28th. So it was, yes. And it was occurred. Up to when it was occurred, from 14th to 23rd it was occurred. Again 24th it is not occurred. So first I capture 14th to 23rd it was occurred. So yes. How much dose? Is taking 2 tablets. Two tablets every day. In the form of dose tablets only, route is oral. Start date from 14th to 23rd, it was occurred. And we'll also capture not missed dosing information. So on 24th also we'll capture it. ABC, EC, 101 subject. So here the drug X, it is pre-specified, but it was not occurred. On 24th, it was not occurred. They were supposed to take the 2 tablets only, orally, but on 24th, it was missed. Clear? So on the 24th, it was not occurred. But again, from 25th to 28th, it was occurred. ABC, AC, 101 subject, sorry. Sequence number 2, now it is 3. Same drug X, yes, please specified from 25th to 28th also, but it was occurred. Okay. So 2 tablets every day orally from 25th to 28th. Clear? That's it.
Sudarshan, if subject took only one tablet for that day, what will happen?
Then the dose amount will be 1.
Okay. And that will not be captured in EX, right? Again, if he is taking one.
No, that will not capture in EX, huh?
Yeah, EX. It
No,
will
we
not
will
be captured,
capture.
right?
We will capture because he took at least one dose, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, the name was very clear, okay? When and all is exposed, means if he took the drug,
Yeah.
just one dose or a two dose, if he took the drug, that information has to come in EX domain.
Okay. Okay.
Okay? Yeah. Simple. So any missed dosing information will capture in EX, you won't capture in EX. That's the difference. Almost
Okay, in
same variables, here the two extra variables will come to make you the difference. Okay, it was occurred or not occurred. Okay. Okay, so let me give the EC domain. This example was clear, right? Understand the difference between EX domain and EC domain, how the values will get a difference. Variables wise is so simple. Same variables in EX and EC. Okay, let me give the EC data set also, variables also. And these variables also let me give. Same variable instead of EX, I just I'll replace with EC. Exposure as collected. This domain captures the protocol specified study treatment as collected. So missed dosing information also was collected in a EC domain. Okay, structure is one record per protocol specified study drug collected using interval per subject. So as per collection, we will catch. Okay. So previously the EXTRT, now it is the ECTRT topic variable, same variable, study ID, domain, unique subject ID, sequence number. So we are discussing about EC, so EC we have to capture. So instead of EX, it should be EC treatment, name of the treatment, the drug name we have to capture, category based on the ECPRT, categories details. If you have any extra information, subcategory variable. And these two are extra variables, pre-specified and occurrence. Pre-specified means expected. You have to capture yes or no, and it was occurred or not, yes or no. Okay, and this is common. EC dose, amount of dose, dose units, dose text. If you have dose in the form of ranges, if they given, we'll capture in a dose description. Dose form, in which form is taking tablets, lotion, syrup. Dosing frequency, how is taking once a day, once per week, twice a day, like that. Dose regimen, intended to resume, scheduling information, route of administration, how is taking orally or intravenous, location of dose administration, directionality, so right arm, left arm, reason for adjustment. When he was dose was reduced, what is the reason? Okay, same you have start dates and end dates. And if you have study dates, study start date, study end date. Just in a variable, instead of EX, I just replace with EC. Same variables. Okay, duration. Duration we capture from JRS, we want direct. Epoch, the group of elements we call epoch. So here also it's everything about treatment details. So you will get a treatment epoch. Clear? That's the difference between EX domain and EC domain. So these are the variables will come in the EX and EC.
Sudarshan, in case of EC dose TXT 100 to 200 mg, so the EC dose will be empty.
Now can you repeat the question?
In case of EC dose TXT, so since it is a range, right, 100 to 200 mg in this case, so here EC dose will be empty.
EC dose should be empty. Those we can capture as empty only.
Okay.
Because see, amount of dose, generally amount of
Yeah.
where. Let me show you 1 second. Generally, that won't happen in a study drug, okay? Because study drug should be a standard number. Generally, you see, logically also think when you are specifically you're working for one study, okay? They won't give you, right? Take a 20 to 30 mg tablet, 40 to 50. They'll specifically they'll test at a 50 mg tablet or 100 mg tablet.
Mhm.
In the dose text variable will come into picture, okay? Generally concomitant medication domains. Because there the subject may not remember. We will ask the subject which how much dose it took. It randomly will tell 50 to 100 mg or 100 to 50 mg. But in exposure domain, it won't happen. Okay.
Mhm.
See, observe here. EX dose is a numeric variable. ES dose text is a character variable.
Mhm.
If we give a ranges, okay, 100 to 200 is a character data, correct? You have to mention special characters. So if the data was given like this, we'll capture a dose text. The data is correctly given in the form of exact amount, we'll capture in a numeric variable. EC dose is a numeric variable.
Hmm.
Okay, that's the reason I was telling you it's a standard amount we'll capture there. In the form of ranges they given, we'll capture a dose description. Okay. Anyway, dose text is a permissible variable only.
Hmm.
Okay. Dose is an expected variable.
Okay.
The permissible variable, generally mostly you won't get this type of data. That's the reason. You won't capture this variable. Okay. Most everyone try to capture in a EC dose variable because it's an expected variable. See, amount of EXTRT is when numeric, okay, not populated when ES dose text is populated. If the dose text is populated, certain EX dose also not taken because you are mentioning, okay, they gave the information in the form of ranges. Publish it when it becomes text, those details not. Okay. Any questions anymore? We come to your project. So what is the status of the project? MH and DS domain validation is in progress. What about others? I got a mail from Dharma and Ram. What happened to others? Deepa, Manasa, Swami, Balaji. Hmm?
Sudarshan, mine and Dharma.
Yeah, Sudarshan we did together. Swami and myself.
Okay. Then do it in a different ways, right? You don't do together. You may do it validation side, one guy will do at the production side. Do it in that way.
Yeah.
You will compare both your output data set. We do the same programming method, and you will get the same output only, right?
Yes.
Do separately, then you compare your output data set. Do it in that manner. So is it DS is done or not done? Should I review or not?
Yeah, MH you can review, Sudarshan, and then DS also it's done actually. We were about to start the validation on the data sets, but like coding is done.
Okay. Okay. The problem is the DM data you got a wrong. It's a data issue because MS terms is a character variable. You're not supposed to capture a numeric value.
Mm-hmm.
These are numeric values, right? When you
Yeah,
set it,
exactly.
you'll get an issue.
Mhm.
It's a data issue actually.
Okay. Yeah, source data itself it is having that memory.
Even these dates also data issue.
Yes, we observed that.
The dates supposed to not come like this.
Yeah, that month years are like incorrect.
So when you set it,
Mm-hmm.
you're supposed to get an issue, right?
Yeah, but I did not do. We did not result any error, but
Here the image term you defined as a character variable.
yes, actually, when I was defining length, right, I was defining dollar
You defined
200.
as a character variable. That's the reason I want got an issue.
Because yeah, I set it up because the specification it says like
Where
character.
is that numbers? It's not coming.
In between, yeah, it's there. So slow. I think yeah, somewhere I put. Yeah, in between. Yeah, it just left.
It is wrong actually. It's okay. Data issue.
Mm.
And that too, you don't have start dates for everything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Someone asked me also how these dates are to populate. It's not correct for standard format, right?
Hmm.
So you have to populate as a okay.
Mhm.
Everyone is there. Thank you. Someone, I think so. Manasa, someone else asking.
Yeah, so Darshan, actually I stuck there. So
I told you, right? What
I
do you do?
can't, I can't solve that issue. That's why I didn't send you the code also.
Okay.
I didn't get that.
See, whenever the dates was like this, these we usually called a partial dates. Okay. Partial dates. So partial dates in HDTM level. Okay, in HDTM level, we won't do anything. As it is, the data is available. We'll capture a standard, try to will capture a standard format.
Mhm.
Keep it unknown means we don't have a date here. So we keep it unknown only. But when you come to an Adam level, so there we'll do the imputation. Remember the word called imputation. So there is an SAP document they're going to give you. Sorry. They're going to share one document called SAP. So in this SAP document, how to handle this partial dates. So they will mention in a Adam level. How to handle the partial dates. Handling of partial dates is nothing but imputation. How to handle? For example, you will have a different scenario. When you come to an HDTM level, sometimes date is missing. Sometimes month is missing. Sometimes year is missing. Okay? Unknown. When you have a date is missing, what you have to keep it in the date. So they'll mention in that SAP document, they'll tell you, okay, what to do. So when you have date is missing, okay, give the number as a starting date, maybe what. Okay, if your month is missing, okay, just give the first month of that year. 01. Okay, if this year is missing, okay, according to the data, the relevant year they have to replace with that year. So this thing will do it at Adam level. This imputation thing will do it at Adam level. When it comes to an HDTM level, we won't do anything. However, the data is there as it is, we'll capture, but we'll capture in a standard format. But this is not a standard format, right? So this is a standard format. YY, MM, and DD. This is standard. Try to keep it in the standard format. Okay. So here year and month only is given. So capture year and month only. Sometimes only year is given, capture only year. Sometimes year and month is given, capture year and month. If all the together is there, capture all that.
So Darshan, in case of year and date.
Year and date, keep it year and date. Like this, you can keep it.
Oh, so it can misguide, right? For example, 2011 and then 02. 02 is a date. It will go as a month, right?
Yeah, it will go as a month and it will go as a date also, but we don't have value, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes, okay, some studies you may ask, they ask you to keep it like this also. Unknown, keep it.
Yeah.
This unknown value you can replace in Adam level.
Yeah.
At least you can keep it like this also, no problem. That's also no problem. Maximum it won't cause an issue until if it will cause an issue, you get an issue in the Pinnacle. Okay, Pinnacle will throw an error if it's not a proper date. Okay, if it is an issue, then you have to remove. No other option. As of my knowledge, it won't throw an error.
Mhm.
You can keep it an unknown also, no problem. But
Okay.
make sure you have to capture in this format. You're not supposed to capture in this format.
Mhm.
Okay, how to convert from this to this
Mm.
programmatically, you have to do it. Okay. So that's what I told to, and someone asked, Manasa also asked, I asked what I told her to. So this is a date you have. Okay, what you have to do using substr function or use a scan function, anything, you separate first. Date separately. Yeah, this is the first one, right? This is the date. You create one more variable, month. Okay. Year separately.
Yeah.
When you do it using substr function, you can create a 3 variables. Then
Hmm.
you create a new variable by concatenating these 3 variables.
Mm.
Year concatenate with
Month.
month variable
MYN.
and date
TT.
variable.
Mm.
Simple. You will get it all. So use a substr or it's little bit programming you have to do it. Okay. Substr function, separate it. Using cat function, you can concatenate. Using substr as you're using scan function, also will get the same.
Mhm.
And one more thing, here the February, it will be in the character data, right?
Mm.
So you have to do the programming, you have to convert it, you apply some format, okay, while generating, instead of wherever it is February, it has to come to 02.
02.
You write some proc format. Wherever
Yeah,
the-
at this step, I start
I
Sudarshan.
understand. You write programmatically, if Feb is equal to, if Feb then 02, March then 3. If
So
April,
for every month, we have to write it separately, right?
that's it. You write it. See, that's your programmatical knowledge. You want to write if
Okay.
condition, you'll write if condition. So if you are
Okay.
good at programmatic knowledge, what you will write? You will write a proc format.
Okay.
Mm.
You write a proc format. Okay, you create some format. For example, value. You are creating some month format. So there you write it in the starting itself. So wherever the January is there, okay, replace with 01. February 02. March 02. Semicolon. So you apply this format here on this variable. So month 1 variable you create. Okay. You apply some input function, convert character variable to numeric variable. Okay. On a month variable, you apply this month format. That's it.
Okay.
So this is a simple way. If you don't know how to use a format, generally everyone the starting days you will use write if condition. If month is equal to January,
Then out is equal. Yeah.
then write a new variable month 1 is equal to 1.
01. Okay.
Or 1 or 0. Else 02. Else month is equal to February. Then month 2 is equal to. So these things you will start programming. Okay, when you start your programming, your skills when you start applying, you improvise your code. That's it. Okay. In the starting days, you whatever you will get a correct output is enough. Okay. Later you will improvise your code.
Okay. Okay, Sudarshan.
Clear? So now you guys clear, right? How to handle these dates.
Yes, sir.
So programmatically you can change it. If now if it is not also okay, at least if you understand the concept was fine. So let's do already, then you will derive the sequence numbers.
Yeah, final data set is MH, sir.
Okay. So find image.
Mhm.
Dates alone you can handle.
Okay.
This one. So what about disposition?
Mhm.
The randomization there is not your paramount category. Your term category is there, right?
Mm. Yes, Sudarshan. I did that.
Hmm?
Above that step. Yeah, this one.
Hmm.
Here. I just created another one for RANDDD.
You would have write it here also directly. Same.
Mm.
Okay. Unmute already.
Actually, Sudarshan, I have one doubt here. I'm going to ask that.
Yeah. Tell me.
Yeah, right side, right? When you ds cat and then ds subcat. Okay. So till before sorting, I was able to get a ds cat also. But as soon as I put the sorting and then by, so there are some of the fields which I am missing. That subject completion should come for all the records. DSS cat. If dscom equal to 1 or 2, then subject completion should come for DSS cat. But till sorting end step, I was able to get that, but as soon as I put a sort, it is not coming. Yeah, here before till ds data ds set, right? After set till set it is coming. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. After this one it is not coming.
When you set it, it is coming up.
Yeah. When I'm setting, it is coming. Sudarshan.
After setting, it is not. After sorting,
No,
it is
no.
not coming out.
Yeah, it's not coming. That's what I was doing some validation. And it was not giving any errors or also.
PS underscore 1.
Mhm. Yeah, it's coming.
It is not for everything.
Yeah, it's only for COM 1 and 2. DS COM is 1 and 2, then only the subject completion should come.
When you sort it, it will the values will change, right? The order will change. Right?
No, I guess like most of the stuff it is not coming to the. Yeah, even though it's a DS COM 1, I guess.
No, let's come correct.
Oh, there was okay. Then also going end. That's what.
These all are missing only, right? Okay, let's come correct. When you sort it, okay, the values come in this order, right? Study,
yeah, correct.
Subject date, start date, category, and term.
Okay. Okay. I thought like okay, nulls are going end. I thought there should not be that many nulls. Okay, that's fine. It's working good. Okay.
But you did not set it correctly, actually. The order should be see the real terms. Primary reason for early termination, income consent obtained, income was obtained by the patient. Randomized subject met all eligibility requirement of the enrollment. Adverse events. This is as per the study has to come. At least we have to keep it in order. See, subject generally first we will cite informed consent.
Yeah, informed consent.
First we will sign informed consent, maybe patient or cardiac. Any these two has to come first. Next, subject met all the eligibility criteria. That is called screening. Next, randomization. Next, maybe adverse treatment was started. Primary reason for early termination. The early termination, then you can write a reason. While you're setting itself, you set it in the order. Or else you cannot be by term. You cannot sort it. Okay, these are the names, right?
Okay.
So while you set it itself, Okay, the related data sets, you can set it correct.
Oh, okay.
Maybe for
DS should.
example,
Mhm.
if you say, you know, it load chart again.
Yeah, first AE and random.
Okay, which data I have, which one? I think first inform consent sign.
Hmm.
Next, this person was signed.
And
Next
randomization.
next screening was done, right? Which details you have. Subject all eligibility criteria, requirement is enrolled.
Hmm.
What is from where you got these details?
So to meet all eligibility requirements for enrollment. I think then.
Organization. Disposition.
Adverse event.
What is Gen 1?
Yeah, inspect it was mentioned. So
Genetic testing inform consent. Yes. Okay. Let's try to set it like this.
mhm.
And then just sort by unique subject ID.
But spec it is having that 3 also, Sudarshan. I was about to sort it for study and use subject, but
Okay. Okay.
yeah, no,
Something
yeah.
related to obtain
Yeah, got it.
from consent randomization eligibility criteria. This has to go to adverse event reason for early termination. It's okay. What is this was me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine then. That's it. So, do the small changes. The remaining will be left. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Sudarshan.
Thank you. So Ram,
Sudarshan, next one will be like just like whatever we are discussing, right? So that we have to start with the programming, or like you are going to tell us,
which one?
like for next programming, like after MHDS, right? So should we
Yeah, you have
start
to do
like
it remaining also same way.
okay, everything just like whatever we are
Whatever
discussing,
you
just
did now, it's in the same way you have to continue.
okay.
Okay. So, Ram, are you there? Or it's getting late, or else we'll review tomorrow, Ram.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Okay.
We'll review tomorrow. It's getting late. Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Recording stopped.
Thanks, Sudarshan. Bye.
Thanks.